Just keeping his land at bay and fighting his creatures. Oh no. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch How Lukka Game. Today we're back with an original deck. I'm calling it Double Agent L or Double Agent Lukka because we're playing Lukka on turn 3, playing an agent on turn 3, and then playing another agent on turn 4, and then another agent on turn 5. Ideally, we're taking our opponent's lands, so he can't do anything. We're just choking him out before the match even begins. This deck is disgusting, and we have a really nice Simic framework built upon it with Hydroid Crisis and Nissa, and even End-Raze Forerunner, in case we can't get the game out early with our nice agent ramp. So, as always, if you find any value within this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. We're going to talk about our deck list, break down the strategy, throw you into our gameplay footage, and then come full circle with our closing thoughts. So, without further ado, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into today's video. We have 4 copies of Gilded Goose. This is our only 1-ramp creature. We flirted with adding a Boreal Grazer, but we decided not to because we specifically want to get the most out of Kinnan, Bond, or Prodigy, which allows our mana dorks to tap for an additional mana, which is really cool. So it's a 0/2 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. You can pay to tap it to create a food token. You can tap it, sacrifice food to add a mana, or in our case, 2 mana of any color. Moving on to our 2 drops, we have 1 copy of Incubation Druid, nothing special. A 0/2, you can tap it to add 1 mana of any type of land that we have. So any mana that we could already produce with land, we'll be able to do another with our Incubation Druid. So that's pretty cool. It's going to help us get that secondary red just in case, but I'd much rather the Paradise Druid. So that's why we only have 1 copy of this. It's not really important, but we did want to fill out another mana dork. So we can also adapt it for 5. That's going to add +3/+3 to it, so it becomes a 3/5 that adds 3 mana of that type instead. So that's pretty cool. We don't really have a way to put counters on it, so don't worry about that. We have 4 copies of Leafkin Druid, a 0/3. We can tap it to add a forest. If we control 4 more creatures, we can add 2 forests instead. So you can see how this mana dork has more value than the Incubation Druid in this specific deck, just because we're going to go wide with mana dorks. 4 copies of Paradise Druid, a 2/1 with Hexproof. As long as it's untapped, we can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, which is nice. And then, like mentioned, Kinnan, Bond, or Prodigy, a 2/2. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. We can pay 7. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So in this scenario, we're using our End-Raze Forerunner as that non-human. We do have the chance to pull our Hydroid Crisis as well. So that's, don't do that. It'll come out as a 0/0 and die. Hydroid Crisis is a 0/0 costing 2+X. It has flying and trample. When you cast this spell, you gain half X life and draw half X cards, round down each time. Hydroid Crisis enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. So that's a nice way to draw cards, gain life, and have a huge aggro creature with evasion. Moving on to our 4 drops, we have 4 copies of Mythos of Illuna, my favorite card in the deck. Create a token that's a copy of a target permanent. If Gruel, red and green, was spent to cast the spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except the token has, when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So that's a great way to deal with some aggro scum, right? Moving on to our 5 drops, which consists of purely planeswalkers. First, we have 4 copies of Nissa, who shakes the world, coming in with 5 loyalty, a static ability. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional forest. +1. Put 3 1/1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it, it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste. It's still a land. -8. You get an emblem with lands you control, have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, then put them into the battlefield tapped and shuffle your library. So this is just a game win con all in its own. Not to mention our main get, which is Lukka Coppercoat Outcast, also coming in with 5 loyalty. No static ability, +1. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled this way gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Lukka Planeswalker. -2, which is what we really want to focus on. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. put that card into the battlefield, and then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. -7, each creature you control deals damage equal to its power, I believe, to each opponent's. We're not going to scroll down there. But we're ignoring this as well. It's not really important. That's why we're not going to get to it. We're really just focusing on the -2, and we're using that -2 on a 2 mana cost creature. We talked about Nissa, and now we're on to our big baddies. We have End-Raze Forerunner for 8, a 7/7 Vigilance, Trample, Haste. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +2/+2, gain Vigilance and Trample until end of turn. 2 copies of that baddie, and then 4 copies of Agent of Treachery. When Agent of Treachery enters the battlefield, you gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, you draw 3 cards. These spells are accompanied by 4 islands, 1 mountain, 5 forests, 4 steam vents, 4 stomping grounds, and 4 breeding pools. The deck list seems like a lot, but it's really not that hard. Let's break down the strategy and get you guys up to speed. We talked about the deck list. Now let's break down the strategy. We're going to start with our opening hand. What do we want it to look like, right? For me, I absolutely love a Gilded Goose in my opening hand, and I love a Bonder Prodigy in my opening hand. If I have this, I'm just basically taking it on principle of that alone. I also don't mind a 3rd mana Dork in that hand, but if not, that's fine, as long as it has enough land to support it. If we really want to go above and beyond, adding just a perfect draw hand, we take that, right? Our Gilded Goose, our Bonder, another mana Dork for 2, plus our Lukka. So that is 4 out of 7 cards that we're looking. So that'll give us room for a little bit of land, right, to play on top of that. So that's really nice. If we don't have Lukka, that's fine. We can take Nissa in his place, as she's really great. She does just as much damage within this deck. Draw hands that I don't like to see. I don't like to see, obviously, a hand with no land. We mulligan that. I don't like to see Agent in our opening hand, and I don't like to see the Forerunner in our opening hand, right? These are just too expensive, especially if we have, say, a Nissa with that or something. So if that's the case, and we don't have a Gilded Goose, we don't have a Bonder's Prodigy, I'm mulliganing it, because the Forerunner and Agent of Treachery do us absolutely no good in our draw hand. We may as well be playing with 6 cards at that point anyways. So take the mulligan. If it comes up again in your mulligan, that's fine at that point. You can take it, put it back into your library, and play with 6 like you would have off the start. I've mulliganed this deck down to 5, right? Getting the Goose, the Prodigy, Lukka, and a couple land, and we make it work. You can still get your Agent out plenty early enough to really upset your opponent into the concede button. Like I said, you really want to take his lands if you can play your Agent really early and just stifle him into, like, obliteration. I don't even, just self-destruction. I don't know what happens in their minds. It's probably unpleasant. So if you can get your Agent out early, do that. If you can't get your Agent out early, you might want to take their powerful permanents that are going to swing you the game, because taking a land when they have 6 land does no good. Taking a land when they have 3 land, that does do some good, right? So you really have to make that call based on what point of the game you're in. If you can't get to it, take a really powerful permanent, like a creature they control or something that just ruins the game. If not, we're kind of just focusing on our Forerunner, right? If we can't take their permanents, we really want to just like bash in and kill them. So it should be easy enough. The things that this deck struggles against is counter spells. It's sad, but any combo deck really suffers a lack of strength against counter spells. It's nice that we have the Bonder Prodigy. We can use her ability to bring things directly to the field, so that's going to get us around some counter magic if we can get her out with the ramp behind her. But more than not, they'll counter your Lukka. They'll counter your Nissa. So that sucks. Those are really big cards. It doesn't matter if they counter the Hydroid Crisis. We still get the draw and the life gain from that, which is really nice. So you want to push Lukka out and get him uncountered and win the game, because if they counter him, it's going to suck, at which case you have to default back to your base program, which is the Bonder Prodigy, into your Forerunner from the deck. So I hope that helps you guys play pretty consistently and a little bit better, because it is a jank combo deck. So if you're just playing this with the blinders on, you're going to get wrecked. But if you can fine-tune it and know exactly what you're trying to do every game, I think you're going to have really good luck with it. And this is one of my favorite decks so far in the set. I never thought you'd be able to play an agent on turn 3 and then 2 agents on turn 4. That's absolutely ridiculous, you guys. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to watch today's gameplay footage till the end. We have some really exciting news before our closing thoughts. If you found any value within this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and then go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell icon if you haven't done so yet so you're notified of my future uploads, you guys. I'm live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. I'd appreciate your company. And also, we have a Discord of over 1,000 Magic the Gathering Arena junkies, just like yourself. Really friendly place to be. So go ahead and join that as well. Links are all in the description below. Thank you guys all again for watching. Now let's get into today's gameplay footage. I hate seeing Agent, but I don't mind seeing the land ramp like this. We go first too. Beggars can't be choosers. Let's just toss him aside, pretend he's not there. Look away. Right? Let's keep some hexproof out. We can fold in for the rest of our hand and maybe just do an organic agent here. I don't think we had to pay life there. I hate counting mana though. That's probably something I should get better at. LOL. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have plenty of mana available. This guy is not going to appreciate this. Ours. Let's get that attack in. So even without Lukka, we're able to ramp into the agent so quickly with the Bonder, right? It's pretty aggressive. And then we have our Illuna to copy the agents. Excuse me. He's definitely not going to bounce it. We know that. Right? He's in a bad spot. Normally Teferi minus is very good. Paradise Druid is his better option. Mine. Oh no, poor guy.
Here we go.
We went way too wide. I'm sure he's got a shatter that he's just gonna nuke us with. But if he doesn't, he's dead, right? I'm sure he's got a shatter. We should have taken his land again. That would have been way smarter. And then he wouldn't have been able to, you know, hit us with said Shatter the Sky. He doesn't have it. Oh, my lord. Maybe that's a sign. If I get an itchy nose, they don't have Shatter the Sky. We could, it's like a rabbit's foot or something. A reverse tell. We can plus our dude and play a lady. And then we're gonna make some mana here, right? This is gonna be our blue mana, I guess. Get 2 of those, and then we'll get a bunch of that, bunch of this, bunch of that. What do we get? 10, 11. We can cast for 9. Again, playing right into a shatter, but it refills our hand, which is really nice. Land can come in, and we can get some hits in. Let's kill Teferi. My lord. Sometimes you just gotta get it really good. Don't beat around the bush. Just get in there. It's itchy, scratch it. I know this has nothing to do with Magic. We've isolated basically everything our opponent can do, other than shatter us and ruin our whole game. We're trying our best not to have that happen, though. Let's just deal with it right away.
Don't worry, I got this.
Behold, nature's true power.
Yeah. Down to 3. I think we did pretty good. Even if he does shatter us, we should be able to just come back with another Krasis, right? It's just a lot of jelly in these donuts. Nissa's broken, Krasis is broken, the Bonder's broken, the Goose is broken, Agent is broken. Leafkin Druid is the least broken thing here.
This will be child's play.
Alright, he's gonna take out our land, I guess. That's cool.
You better watch your back.
Or the Goose. BINGO. There's the nuke to finish him off. Alright, don't care for the hand. We have the ramp, but we have the agents, and that's what I don't like to see. This is just as bad. This is not good either. I guess Agent is cheaper than the Forerunner, so we should toss him back into the depths beyond. Or we be incredibly greedy for a third mulligan. Shall we be forgiven, or shall we be punished? Oh my god. Agent goes. The land has to stay. Rock and roll. That's pretty aggressive. Down to 5. Let's see what we can do with it though. Oh, BINGO. Paying life. The Goose is loose. And we do have Yorn on the opposing board state. Lots of people complaining about him. I say we just all have to make do our best. Leafkin Druid's not worth countering, whereas the Bonder is, so just continuing to help us ramp. I'm sure we get an Omen of the Sea. No! Interesting. Jessica in the house as well. Worried about counterspells a wee little bit. Let's test the waters. Pull one out. He won't have many. We know this, right? Yeah, okay. So it is a creature spell, which sucks. Probably means he has non-creatures as well. Looking for a land off the top. Get things going here. If we fall victim to a shatter, that might be game. Normally, we like to really ramp and get ahead of these control decks and start taking their lands away from them. Wow. I don't know. We lose our Goose food, but are we just gonna sit here and not play land over and over again? Right? It's a bummer, but especially if he shatters. Fairy into a Leafkin Druid bounce. Makes me feel sad. Just straight up Narset. I do like Narset, I'll take her. Power her up for me. No, he's going minus, wants to kill the Druid anyways. Dang. So he knows I'm starving for mana. Good play, good play, good play. Good play, good play, good play. Do it again though. Okay, we see a plus.
Open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Not only do we need our Druid to survive. Bless you, Teferi. crying. If we can get going, I'll be happier, but we are definitely getting boxed out. I can only imagine him sitting on counter spells as well. It's not going to be good. I know this much.
Breathe in.
Hopefully he taps his mana on like a Sharknado, right? What a guy. What a guy. Stuffing us every chance he gets. Hopefully we get an organic land, right?
I've got it.
I'm sure he's got counter spells available as well. Definitely not a land. Paying 2. This will draw us a land. I'm sure of it. Right, he can't counter it. Well, he can, but I'll still get the draw. It's nice to get rid of more counters as well. Not that I needed an Agent of Treachery in my hands. Looks like a nice land card, eh?
I've got time.
Let's cry a little harder.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
That is something I'm interested. Oh my god, really? Where is the land? Incredible. Nice. So I guess just having land troubles, we've copied one of our own land as well. We've only drawn 3 lands in what feels like 10 turns. Very bad conversion there. He's going to his sideboard. There's really nothing here to do other than show ourselves out, right? Hand could be better, but it could also be far worse. Having the Goose into a Druid, into a Bonder. Oh my lord. We're gonna get into some shenanigans, that's for sure. Let's see if our ramp survives, and furthermore, let's see if we can pull something to use it on. We will have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn with the drop of our 2 cost Bonder, so 7 total. Maybe we pull an Agent organically. Negative. We'll keep our Paradise Root from tapping and make sure that we save our mana appropriately. That's going to be our turn though. And we can just use our Bonder's ability to search through our deck and look for a Raise Boar. Teferi will probably bounce our Bonder, which doesn't really hurt us.
My excellent timing.
Right, we can still easily kill it.
I've got time.
Hopefully we don't get smashed here. Definitely he's wanting to use Shadow of the Sky at this point. We have a very full field. Our hand's empty. If he does clear it, we're basically dead. So things like Deafening Clarion, Shadow of the Sky, I hate even saying them because I feel like I just bring them into existence by concentrating on them. Interesting. I don't think we'll get it. Oh my gosh, we do. Let's get that Goose attack in, boys. Let's just go right for it. We're losing 4 damage, but we're gaining 7, 8, 9, quite a bit. We get an extra 2 here as well. It's pretty aggressive. Is that a game? Yeah, good game. Wow. So we didn't even need Agent to win this match, right? Again, this hand looks pretty deadly as long as we can pull out a payoff card from within. If not, we just use our Bonder to try to pull out a Forerunner, right? We've seen that in one of our matches already. We see a Yoran on our opposing board state. Never liking that. I'm gonna say this is Bant's Yoran, yeah. Ooh. If he has a negate, I'm gonna lose my mind. He obviously does. The growth spiral, okay. Woo! We got nervous there, you guys. I hate when priority gets held up like that.
This land, we are all connected. The land fights for us.
So we're in for 3. That's nice, right? Nissa's at 6. That's something he has to deal with. Wilderness Reclamation. You guys all know how much we love that. Which means he has a Brazen Borrower in hand too.
Rise, my elemental friend.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course it taps. Oh no, we're still good because the Paradise Druid. Oh, we should have attacked first. Whoops. Mystical Dispute. Definitely should have attacked first. We missed out on 3 damage. That's my bad. Nissa's at 7 though. So he's looking for a Storm's Wrath or bust at this point. We have lethal next turn. That's how I like to put these decks. It's either you have it or you lose, right? And this equals losing because he cannot cast it as a sorcery, which is what it is. So that's game.
Behold, nature's true power.
Let's try to get our Forerunner out. I know, we're being silly. We shouldn't be doing this. Greedy Guts. And it pays off, you guys. We get not 1, but 2. This hand has everything we don't want in it, almost. So, throwing that. And this is better because we keep 6. Tossing our Druid. Go in nice and slow. Looking for mana payoff. There it is. Turn 4 Nissa. It's not great, but as long as we can avoid it in a Johnny, right? No attacks. We do have our Mythos to copy and attack at some point. Really? That's interesting. A non-land permanent. I mean, it does keep us off from it. Or does it? No, not really. Ooh, that's awkward. So hopefully that can just ramp up and get out of hand. We can avoid more exile. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yikes. How does that work with our land? I don't think it matters.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
So, we're in a very bad situation, especially with Helio on the field now. Ah, that sucks, because he's going to token up his Mothra, and that's what we don't want.
Do not test me.
How are we going to deal with that?
Harness the elements.
Three, 6, and 9. That's not anywhere near enough. Maybe we get lucky with the top deck. We're totally shut down here, though. This guy is dropping on us hard. Incredible.
Forgive me. I will protect the virtue of this world. The land shall conquer you.
I'm gonna try to block his Moth when it attacks our Nissa. Wow. This is, it keeps getting worse, you guys. This mono white deck is trashing us.
When we support one another.
Right? If I can block Mothra, then put a huge Krasis out, that should get us a Lukka. He's going straight in for the kill. Interesting. We don't have to block. We could get this.
Harness the elements.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 mana available. And we need 5 of it. So we can cast it for 8. Yes. Play our Lukka now. Sacking our Paradise Druid.
Only a pariah because they feel my strength.
Taking that Mothra.
Better than you. I will hold them off.
He can just minus all of us, right, with his Ajani. Right, his Ajani's -0, just destroys our whole field. But we got pretty close, right? Oh! We had to do our best. That's gonna be game. We almost had it. I guess we needed to take his Ajani instead. I didn't even think of that. It's the simple things in life, right? LOL. The hand doesn't look great. We get to go first, and we have a Lukka, so let's just let it roll off that, right? We pulled our 4th land, which equals 5 with our Druid for Lukka. So we're good to go on turn 4, which, to be honest, isn't actually that bad. The Bonder helps that situation as well. We have Flash on the opposing board state, which can suck, right? If he passes his turn here, we're in trouble. Perfect, he spends his mana. I'm totally okay with that. I doubt he has a Disfigure. That would cripple us. We pulled the appropriate land as well, which is real nice. There's no way he's countering this for 1. I mean, if it was Flash for 2, maybe.
I will show the city of
Let's go right after it, though.
evolution provides a tactical advantage.
Let's try to push our luck here. I want him to push the Brineborn Cutthroat up for us before we take it. I know it's bad of us, but... I'd rather the Cutthroat than the Bonder. It's more of a threat to our field. No attacks, let's just hold out. Right? Slither Wisp. What do you do? Again, we're not really ramping quickly here. But we do have the ramp, and we do have the Lukka. Oh, wow, that is a heavy hand, you guys. Like, Lukka and 2 Nissas? Come on, settle down. The fun thing about playing a Gruul base off the start is they're worried about questing beast, right? They're like, oh, I gotta save my removal for that questing beast, and it just never comes. LOL. Unfortunately, we missed our land drop. That really, really hurts. So if we don't pull a land drop next turn, we're in trouble. Oh, and awesome. We're gonna get Winoda'd. He must not have it.
Coppercoats won't listen. Punish their mistake.
Oh. Let's go right for his land. Just skip the Agent Treachery. We don't need that.
The tools of war surround me.
Winota does require white. I'm hoping we can just eat this guy's land out. He's gonna kill our Lukka. That's fine. We have 2 Illunas to copy our agent. So we've already dropped the mana cost enough to have it be functional within our game. He attacks for 4. I guess we have to kill on 1.
You are beneath my spite.
That's disgusting. Just keeping his land at bay and fighting his creatures. Oh no. Right? Keeping him from playing his Winota, right? I've not seen a Winota Yorin deck, actually, so that's unique. We're gonna take his Steam Vents next. He needs to counter it. Oh no. Good game. I like the hand. We have a Goose into a Bonder. It could be better, but beggars can't be choosers. Dropping our Nissa next turn. He chooses even. I believe 0 is even. Which is really good. Our only luck here is to go in with our Forerunner. This is a human though, so we're okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 available. We could go to 8.
Seek shelter in my stewardship. The land fights for us.
No attacks for now. We're straight chilling. We're gonna try to agent this Winota. Or just forerun next turn. The Vanguard's annoying. Doesn't have haste though. No locks.
You try my patience. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
I don't think... I guess he just takes it. Interesting. He's like, I can win this in 1 turn. I guess we can do it on his turn as well, right? That's one of the nice things about the Bonder. For us, we like to do it on our own turn because of the Forerunner. But, I mean, if you have the mana, why not? We have blockers across the board, right? So he does get to search for 1, which is 6 cards deep. Good game. I don't mind the hand. Having 2 Mythos of Illuna is a little bit steep though, so let's toss it. This looks much better. We're gonna throw Nissa. Next turn we can drop our Bonder and our Goose, which is great. We can actually drop both of our Goose. Geese, I think you called them at that point, right? Alright, tossing our Goose into play. Oath on our Bonder. Sucks, but that's okay. There's been worse. This is not good, but it is what is required of us. Oops. There we go. I'm gonna take his Temple of Malady.
Dissenters are welcome to debate me in battle.
Or we keep his white.
I can do better than you.
I think I'd like to keep that Plains for myself, in all honesty. Temple of Malady's cool, yes, but Plains is more threatening for us. We'll play our Paradise Druid, and doing the exact same thing. This time we're taking his Triome.
Tools of war surround me.
Early game agents on your opponent's lands are just like, it's incredible. People do not appreciate that. What did you guys think of Double Agent Lukka? One of my favorite decks so far, without a doubt. It might not be super consistent, but it is super fun. Gilded Goose, Mana Ramp, Lukka, Agent, Concede, right? Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your continued time and attention and your support in general. Don't forget to join our Discord for all of our community events. You really want to get your hand in that cookie jar, I promise you. And then we're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PC. I personally would love your company there to help pass the time. And yeah, if you found value within this video, hit me with a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, and then hit that bell icon so you don't miss our future uploads. Thanks again, you guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. Do take care, and go get some of that sunshine. Peace.